In this season, you begin to move like a ghost. And they villainize your privacy because they don't have anything to feed on. They don't have any information that they could sabotage. And so, as you are experiencing a lot of you experience a lot of insight into what it is that you was coming up against. Many of you were so in the midst of haters and people that were filled with demons, literally, that now that Holy Spirit has guided you to separate from certain individuals, you see things a lot more clear. Like you have a newfound sense of clarity. Your discernment has really amplified. And with this amplification of your intuition, you're able to see things for what it is, not seeing things for the benefit of the doubt of others. This is representing not only major changes for the best happening for you, this is helping you align with those that truly deserve to be within your life. No longer are you turning a blind eye to sneak disses. No longer are you just tolerating people negative behaviors. There may have been people in your past that said that, that's just the way they are. When they've said rude things or behaved in a rude way, you're no longer tolerating those things. This is representing you breaking free from a lot of conditioning. You should be so proud of yourself. And I share this with you at this time because this could be something that you're getting although you were led to separate yourself from drama and allowing yourself to be traumatized, some aspects of it could feel a bit lonely because you're used to having certain amount of individuals around you. However, your loneliness is because you were used to that. That was familiar. But something within you deeply didn't resonate with it. It was eating away at you. It was causing you to have so many different problems to the point where you were propelled. Holy Spirit guided you to leave them folks alone. Move away from them, separate from them, don't talk to them. Whatever it is that you have done has been radical, and it represents you breaking free from toxic traits and behavior. You are showing up in this world completely healed from things that people could have bargained on that you would never overcome. You're trusting Holy Spirit now in this season. And as we close out the remainder of this year, you're beginning to get your footing. You're beginning to really appreciate who you are. When you separate yourself from certain individuals, you realize that the very things that people may have called peculiar, strange, whack, lame, whatever, a lot of those things were none of that. A lot of it was people were projecting. A lot of your gifts and abilities were being silenced. They were being diminished. They were being diminished because they don't have those qualities. And it wasn't until you began to separate yourself, honor who you truly were, and when you begin to show up in the world as who you really are, you begin to see that other people appreciate who you are. Other people acknowledge you for your gifts and your abilities. You have a newfound sense of self-respect and appreciation for yourself. And so, as you continue to bloom in this season, be prepared that greatness is in the midst. You're on the precipice of being super sufficient. Not all on your own, giving all praise to the Most High, because God has made you sufficient through Him. And this is very intimidating to those that you no longer align with, because it reflects within them there had to be something completely off with them, something really dysfunctional within them for them to come against a soul like you. So continue to bask in this new awareness of your God-given gifts and abilities. You've been set apart in order to be elevated. And it's happening. It's happening in a way in which you're beginning to feel more comfortable with not just having certain people around you just for the sake of having people around you, but having quality over quantity. You begin to realize that who you surround yourself with rubs off. A lot of times you may have been dealing with feelings of low self-worth. A lot of it was stuff that was projected onto you. People were speaking against your life, your relationship. People were speaking against your health, your beauty, your intellect. You separating from those people was an act of self-care, of radical self-acceptance, and trusting Holy Spirit. So, be prepared. What is also going to happen is that as you're showing up more authentically who you are, you're beginning to align and attract the people that truly deserve to be in your life. And as you do this, Holy Spirit wants you to get in a sense of expectancy of these amazing things happening for you, because you don't want to take the experiences that you may have previously had and allocate those to people that had nothing to do with what happened previously in your life. You want to be set free. You want to be in the space where you can actually receive. It's time for you to receive. It's time for you to receive joy. It's time for you to receive love. It's time for you to receive reciprocity. It's time for you to receive peace in your life. No longer are you tolerating people that are committed to dysfunction because of bloodline. You realize that you are the bloodline in itself. You yourself can create a new branch off of your original bloodline that doesn't have to have toxicity, that doesn't have to have negging. And you're doing it. This is major. This is representing a new sense of a tradition, because all traditions, just because they're traditions, doesn't mean that it's good. You decided that instead of you begrudgingly being around people on certain holidays and it's just a lot of infighting, gossiping, you decided to create a new tradition, one in which you're actually enjoying, one in which where you feel competent, that you don't have to be around people that take joy in hurting others.